Plaintiff Andrea Heath dated the defendant, and they have 3 children. Andrea claims while together, the defendant cheated numerous times and stole from her, and she's suing him today for an assault, a cell phone, and a laptop. Defendant Nashawn Hadley says when he started dating Andrea, she changed him, and he settled down for a while. However, Nashawn ended up cheating on Andrea and admits he was unfaithful 7 or 8 times. Nashawn does not believe he owes Andrea for anything.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Okay, I've known Nashawn almost over 8 years. I met him in 2009. We began dating. So, we had a good relationship in the beginning, of course, honeymoon stage. Eventually things got rocky.
How long after did it get rocky?
I want to say about 6 months after when I started finding out more things about him. Definitely after I started finding out more things about him, like his history, wife he was still married to, and things like that.
How long after getting together did he get a divorce or stop being married?
About a year or so after.
Okay, so he dated you while married for an entire year.
Yes.
All right.
Throughout the relationship, he cheated a couple of times, found out things like that from his phone, his Facebook, flirting, stolen things before. We have 3 kids, but that's kind of like the only thing that...
Stolen like what?
He's stolen money. Like he's used my card to take money out of my account because I sometimes get sick and I have to go into the hospital. So he has access to all of that. I didn't know he was continuing to take things from me.
Why do you think he steals it instead of saying, well, I guess same reason I might want to start stealing for my wife. Yeah. When I tell her, I got to account for whatever comes out the charge card or whatever, she look at the monthly. What are you? This is a lot of money you spent this month. Want to write a check or something, go get a check, cash them. That's a lot of money you cashed out. She doesn't say I can't, but she just makes it so uneasy. They say, I don't feel like answering no questions. Let me just tell her I'm getting such and such out. For what? She don't go that far. She doesn't go close. But go ahead.
Okay.
So what does he tell you he's taking it for?
He feels that because we're together that it should be his as well.
And you don't feel that way.
I
Got
don't,
it. So instead of you all working that out, he just dips in there whenever he gets the opportunity.
In so many words, yes, Your Honor. He does.
All right. Good advice for me or not?
Good advice.
That's what I should do.
Nah, I ain't gonna tell you to do that.
All right, you give me some background on the relationship.
I met her in 2009. At the time I was like more of a party guy and she was more like home about it, So when we got together, she did change me a lot. I stopped going out as much, and over the years we had 3 kids, and like maybe 3 years we had to kill it every year.
Could you afford it?
Not really. I already had.
You do it?
I heard that. It was good. Okay, I heard. Just not thinking for real at the time about the consequences.
So how was your relationship?
The relationship was pretty good for the first couple of years. I mean, she said months, but for me, maybe the first year or 2. I admit I did start cheating and, talking to other people on Facebook and messaging and stuff.
That was the problem, you think?
Yeah.
Primarily?
Yeah.
How about stealing the money? She said that was a big problem. What? You don't think she had a problem with you being broke?
I'm sure she did.
Oh, well then. Well, then let's not miss that. That's what she said. Yeah, Judge, the problem came when he was broke and kept stealing my money. That's the problem. And then she said, well, he was also cheating as well. So that was the problems in the relationship. She caught you how many times?
Numerous, like 7 or 8 at least.
Over the course of how long?
3 or 4 years. 5.
3 or 4?
5.
So you got caught twice a year. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, can we,
Let me get him out of here. He's sounding more pitiful
Okay.
every minute. What, cell phone, laptop, and an assault. Tell me how he owes for this.
and can I go back a little bit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so with the child thing, and as far as the making money, I being that I made more money, I went to school because I was having all these kids that wasn't being afforded, and I told him the same. And so, I will support you. Go to school. We build this together, and that was the issue.
right.
That's where the breakdown kept happening. So we did. We broke up during those times. He said he would do counseling and go to school, get the second job. So
That's
why I
right.
said, okay, well, we'll give it another try. We did the counseling and everything, got back together. In July of last year is when I found out that he started cheating again with the neighbor. I was helping a neighbor who got kicked out with her 2 kids. So on the days that I couldn't take her to go get help, I said, well, here, Sean, take her where she needs to go and help her, not knowing that, like, on the end, he was helping himself, too. Right.
Yeah, he misunderstood, I guess, when you said help her. But I see the problem here. He's a sex fiend. Is he on dope, too? Because he's definitely a sex fiend. Is he a dope fiend?
He got to have it.
Yeah, okay. A sex fiend and a dope fiend. Yeah, you can't win. All right. So
That's why I
he
was
needs
like-
sex rehab and dope rehab. All right. You ever been to sex rehab?
I haven't.
Well, you need to. We'll get you some help.
I appreciate
We
that.
don't want you out here still producing babies that you can't afford, then hitting up the neighbor time your wife goes say help her move, and you move her to your back seat or whatever y'all did. All that. We don't want that. Getting caught twice a year.
Right.
All that. You're a sex fiend, man. What kind of drugs? Weed or cocaine?
As far as I know, it's on the weed.
All right,
Boy,
all
oh.
right. That ain't so bad. That's becoming, where it is bad. You smoke so much you can't sit up. The girl gotta tell you to sit up. Man, you get addicted to everything. You're addicted to sex, weed. Do you gamble? Does he gamble?
Scratch offs, lottery tickets.
You're gonna spend the whole next year in various rehabs. 3 months in sex rehab, 3 months in drug rehab, 3 months in gambling rehab. Any other rehab you want me to send him to?
No, Your Honor.
Lying?
I don't think
No,
it's rehab for lying.
Rehab for that.
That's church.
Amen.
All right, man, let's get to the cell phone and laptop. What happened here? And this
okay.
assault is what really bothered me, so it ain't gonna be funny when I hear it. Go ahead. What about this cell phone?
October the 14th, we were in the car. We got into an argument because he wanted us to get back together. And by then I was done, especially finding out so much. And I just had enough. And so the arguments started getting heated and escalated, started cussing and everything. So being that he always tells everyone that I'm the crazy one, that he doesn't do anything, I was like, I'm going to put you on Facebook Live so everybody can see.
Facebook Live?
On live. So they can see how you're acting. He thought I was recording
That
him.
is recording. Facebook Live, that's the same thing as recording.
That's live. That's not recording. You can watch
okay.
it
That's
and see it
recording.
right then.
How many followers you have?
I was never on there. I made him think so.
Oh, so you never had him on Facebook Live?
Correct.
Okay.
I made him think so. Because when he thinks somebody...
Go ahead. So he
switches up.
did what?
Okay, so he reached over. I'm driving on or going across the bridge. I'm driving. He reaches over, grabs this, and pushes me back. Where I had the phone in this hand because I had one hand, and trying to
Who's driving?
I'm driving.
So what are you doing? Let's start there. What are you doing driving, looking somewhere else while driving with one hand? Go ahead.
See, I was not
Go ahead, ma'am. Move along. What happened? He grabbed you by your neck and what?
Okay, so he reached over to grab the phone. We drove. I told him I got to a place where I stopped because I told him I want you to get out. So he jumped out the car. He had my house key. He said, well, if you want me out, I'm going to go out with a bang. I'm going to all your up. And proceeded to walk to my house. Then I called the police because I didn't want it to go further and to just come in between whatever may have happened. We've argued before. And I met the police officer at a restaurant that was literally like 30 seconds from my house. They came, they told me, asked what happened. I gave the overview, and they were asking if I wanted to press charges. I said, no, I just want my key, and I want him to get his things, because I allow him to wash clothes at my house. So I went back, got my key. When I went back to my house, my door was open, but I also noticed that my couch cushion was up. And he knows that I hide certain things because my house got broken into a couple times. So I noticed that the couch cushion was up and the laptop was gone. I called him and I said, did you take my laptop? He says, no, I don't have your laptop. So I called the police, made a report. I told him, okay, fine.
Did you find out he ever had it? Do you have any evidence? Did he ever admit?
Yes.
All right. You admit to having gotten the laptop?
I took the
How about everything else she said? Is that pretty much true?
I don't feel like I assaulted her. As far as the cell phone, I mean, I said we kind of like scuffled a little bit, but I never intentionally meant like to hit her.
And let me give my take on that, ma'am. First of all, the cell phone, you were breaking the law. He was preventing his private information being broadcast to the world, which you gave him the impression was happening. He therefore had an invasion of privacy claim against you, trying to show his temperament to the world. So I believe, this is my judgment, that he had a right to stop you from invading his privacy by taking that phone so that you don't attempt to invade his privacy again. Whatever he did, it was all in effort to prohibit you from continuing to invade his privacy and showing the world that perhaps he has uneven temperament. Could hurt his job, could hurt his future relationships. Who knows? I would assume that you all know some of the same people. Perhaps some of those people work with him. And so that follower that works with him, they go back to work and say, ooh, Hatley was going off on his woman. He was just cursing and acting a fool because I saw it. Then at some point, he get attitude at work like all of us come in one morning. Y'all done see me from time to time. So he come in with a bad morning to work. Yeah, that's the one who was going off on it. We got to get rid of him because he goes off. I'm going to grant you your laptop. Have a good day. $582.
We're on our way. Be done. Simple as that.
I mean, I still love her and I still want to be with her. I'm happy she got her laptop back. I shouldn't have taken it. I was wrong for that, so.